Led by rookie sensation Lawrence Taylor, the Giants come to the final game of the season with playoffs still a possibility. They stayed alive last week in St. Louis as Taylor hounded Cardinal quarterback Neil Lomax. Watch the right of the screen as number 56 causes the first quarter fumble that started the Giants toward a 20-10 victory. This afternoon, they need another victory. This time against the mighty Dallas Cowboys.
CBS Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the National Football Conference. Today, the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants.
You're looking at one of the great football arenas in this country, Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, on a cold, windy, blustery afternoon. The house is sold out, but really there's no need to tell you that because it always is. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall, and for the first time, I guess, in the history since there have been Giants and Jets, tomorrow Giant fans will be rooting for the Jets. That is, indeed, if they beat the Dallas Cowboys this afternoon and keep their playoff hopes alive. Then the Jets must beat the Packers, or St. Louis must beat the Philadelphia Eagles to get the Giants into the playoffs. And believe me, there's been a lot of talk about that this week around this great city. Working with me, of course, is the former Super Bowl champion coach of the Oakland Raiders, John Madden. The Dallas Cowboys come into this game having a slight chance of having the home field advantage in their battle against San Francisco. They must win today and hope that San Francisco loses to New Orleans tomorrow. So, with that in mind, John, how does Tom Landry of the Cowboys approach this game?
I know exactly how he does it. Tom Landry tells the Cowboys, look, there's only one way to play this game, that's give everything you have, play all out on every play. You know, good teams, and the Cowboys are a good team, they don't need a reason to win. They always play as well as they can, and I'm sure they'll do that today. So if the Giants win, they're going to earn it. There'll be no gifts today, Pat.
As I mentioned just a minute ago, John, it's a cold and windy day. Temperature just moments ago was 23 degrees, and they're talking about winds later on in the afternoon of up to 25 miles an hour. The Giants will kick off. Dallas will receive. James Jones back deep. The Giants won the toss, John, and chose to kick off. And so they feel at least that that wind will definitely be a factor.
You know, 2 weeks ago, the same thing happened in the Ram game. The Rams kicked off.
Hello. High in the direction of Jones at the 9. Jones stays on his feet out to the 25 with the Giants special teams to work. Introduced at the start of this game, and they're led by the sensational rookie Lawrence Taylor, first to make the hit. Here's the Dallas Cowboys offensive backs and receivers. White, the quarterback, Dorsett and Ron Springs, the runners, Tony Hill and Drew Pearson, the wide receivers, the offensive line, Dupree, the tight end, and the rest of those familiar names, Donovan, Scott, Rafferty, Peterson, and Jim Cooper. It'll be 1st and 10 Dallas at their own 26 against a very tough defense. Two tight ends, Cosby on the right, Dupree on the left. Dorsett shooting for the NFL's rushing title to get the first shot. Yard. Bill Neal, the first man to make the hit on Dorsett. Neal, just named to the NFL's all-rookie team. Here's the defense. Martin, Neal, and Jeter. The linebackers, 2 of them in the Pro Bowl. Hunt, Kelly, Carson, and Taylor. Taylor and Carson in the Pro Bowl. The secondary, Haynes, Jackson, Courier, and Beasley Reese. 2nd and 10, no gain for Dorsett. Slow getting up after the last play. This is Tony Hill out wide to the right, Drew Pearson to the left. Salvi lined up as the flanker on the left side. It's Dorsett again. Dorsett hit by Bill Courier, no gain. Maybe a yard.
Sure, one of the things that the Giants wanted to do, you know, the strength of this team is their defense, so they wanted to let them play first, let them set the pace.
what they meant. That's what they did. When they won the toss and kicked off, White moves back into the spread formation. Woods Johnson joins the other two regular wide receivers. White will throw. George Martin put the pressure on, and White goes down back at the 10.
That's what they wanted to establish, Pat. They won the toss, they kicked off, they wanted their defense in there. You know, last week against the Eagles, Danny White not only wasn't sacked once, he wasn't even touched once. The first time he goes back to pass today, he's sacked by George Martin.
Leon Bright standing back at the Giants 45. That's Danny White, of course, to punt for Dallas. Into the wind. They should wind up with the ball in pretty good shape. They're trying to set up a return. A good kick by White. Fine punt. Bright all the way back. Leon Bright runs into one of his own men. Is back at the 45 where the Giants will take over. Glenn Heitensor is the first man down for Dallas. Let's look at the Giants' offensive backs and receivers. Brunner, the quarterback, Rob Carpenter and Leon Perry, the two big backs. Ernest Gray and Johnny Perkins start wide. Gary Shirk at tight end, Weston, Ard, Flack, Turner, and King, the offensive line. First and 10 Giants at their own 46. They do start the bull elephant backfield, if you would call it that. This is Carpenter. He got about 4. Randy White out to make the stop. The Dallas Cowboys defensive line, they say that's the key to the whole scheme. Jones, Dutton, White, and Martin. Linebackers, only 3. Hegman, Brunig, and Lewis. And the secondary, Everson Walls in the Pro Bowl on the all-rookie team. Thurman, Waters, and Michael Downs. Here is Scott Brunner. Perkins out wide to the right, Ernest Gray to the left. Second 7. This is Carpenter again. He is near a Giant first down, about a yard short. John Dutton made the stop.
We can see, Pat, that the Giants are doing what they said they wanted to do yesterday. 1, they want to run the ball, and 2, when they pass it, it's going to be those short, high percentage type passes.
They need about a foot to make the first down of the game. 3 tight ends for the Giants. Carpenter. To the 41.5-yard line. Dennis Thurman made a stop. Carpenter way over the top. Everybody in the stands except John Madden all bundled up, trying to protect themselves from the cold.
Everyone in the stands knows better. John Madden doesn't know any better, Pat.
First down Giants at the Dallas 42. No score. Opening drive for New York. Dallas had it one time and had it one. Dave Young flanked wide to the right. And the 2 so-called wide receivers both split to the left. Dallas goes into their flex defense. Brunner will throw. Does. Has Young. He hangs on. First down Giants at the Dallas 26. Charlie Waters on him.
That's the thing that they want to do. When they go to that formation, they have big David Young, you see, spread out here. Now, Charlie Waters, the strong safety, has to go out and cover him, so they want to be able to get that big target in there on a slant. He's 6'6", 242 pounds.
And coming on strong. Early in the year, he had some problems with his feet and also with his hands, dropping the football. But now things look better. They're using it more and more. First down, Carpenter. Carpenter gets maybe a yard. Thrown back by Michael Downs, among others. And Mike Hegman there.
That was an interesting thing, and this is what Ray Perkins is talking. Look at Joe Danella there. He has a pair of sweatpants on over his regular pants. He has to keep those legs warm, I guess. Huh?
Wear him down over his feet.
He has something on his feet, too, and his hands.
They may have to call a timeout to get him in the game.
Get him undressed.
Back to Perry this time. Leon bounces off a couple of tackles. Gets a few yards before John Dutton leads the Dallas defense to cut him off at the pass.
I think there's something interesting here. the Giants, by putting their tight end, spreading him out, they don't have a strong side or a tight end side. They have two weak sides, and they're trying to run away from D.D. Lewis, who usually plays weak side.
I understand if you want to run away from D.D. Lewis because he plays the run so well.
Right, and you don't want, and you want to have two weak sides.
And now the Giants operate from the shotgun. Got back. No, the penalty marker goes down, complete down the center. Ernest Gray, first and goal, Giants at the 5. The tackle, but Dallas, New York trying to get in quickly.
Offside, defense, decline.
It's one of the few times that the Giants have used the shotgun since Scott Bruner's been in there. And you see what he gets. You see he gets that big target right in the middle against the Dallas Cowboys 5 defensive backs.
First and goal from the 6. No score yet. This is Perry. Waters makes an outstanding play. Spins out of a block and takes him down.
You know, I was talking about that two weak sides, and then the weak side that they'll usually want to run to is the Giant right side, which they've been doing.
The Giants have not been a good first quarter team. You can see the difference. In fact, the Giants have scored only 2 touchdowns in the first quarter all year long. One of them last week. Gray and Perkins both left. Second. This is Carpenter. He gets down inside the 5, about the 4.5 perhaps. Randy White made a stop, and it'll be third down.
You know, the toughest thing about that is running to the right. You have to run at Too Tall Jones, and of course you're running away from Randy White.
But as Ray Perkins said to us yesterday, sometimes it doesn't even help to run away from Randy White because he runs you down.
He finds the play. He does search the ball out.
Holiday and Young, the 2 tight ends set up now. Bruner will throw and does quickly. Perkins, the intended receiver, had it for just a moment and dropped it. They'll have to settle for 3.
I'll tell you, he had that. He came in motion, you know, and he went, watch him here. He comes in motion. He goes inside the tight end, right in the middle. He's right there. The ball's right in his hand. I think the Giants lead the league in drop passes. That has really killed their offense all year. That's as good a throw as you can have.
That was Brunig who hit him just as the ball was falling out. Joe Danello, any kicker, particularly Danello, this should be reasonably easy. They have faked field goals, however. This one they don't. He missed it. Remind me not to say that again.
Oh, I know it. That one, he didn't get it up in the air at all. You know, when a soccer-style kicker has to kick from the right hash mark, that's the toughest thing that you have to do because, see, he has to bring it in a little. He has to bring it in, hook it a little, and he overcompensated, and that was line drive right outside the left upright.
Sometimes in that case, the closer you get, the more difficult it is from an angle for a kicker like that.
Introducing another.
Come up quickly. Bruner's got the ball down, spins it. That's one thing, and then of course the soccer-style kicker is almost stepping away from the target when he's that close.
Well, he has to go into it, then bring it back out.
So it'll be a first down, Cowboys at their own 20. The Giants an impressive drive, but they come away empty-handed. White, Dorsett. And Dorsett skids outside the 25 to about the 26. Beasley Reese stopped it.
Look at that year that Tony Dorsett is having. 1,607 yards as a leading rusher in the league. He can even take a play like that, a broken play, and make 7 yards on it.
He really sees a lot, doesn't he?
Well, you know, that's the thing that he does. He always has his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and his head up, and he can see everything.
7. 2nd and 3 from the 27. 6:40 left in the first period at Giant Stadium. No score. Salvi in motion. Dorsett chased by Martin. He beat him. Down by Byron Hunt. He didn't see him.
You know, Byron Hunt has really played well these last few weeks. You know, Brad Van Pelt is out. Byron Hunt is a rookie free agent, but watch the way that he plays here on Billy Joe Dupree. See, he gets his hands on him, plays him off, and then right down the line of scrimmage. But the thing that helped that was the outside corner support.
Byron Hunt, 6'4", 230. And a brother played with New England, who was a lot bigger than that.
Big Sam Hunt. He weighed about 280 pounds. He was an inside linebacker.
Tough to get out of it. No gain last play. Here comes Doug Crosby in motion this time, and here comes the rush by Hunt. And George Martin takes White down again. Byron Hunt was the first to pass by, and then George Martin put on the heat again.
I think both ends were in there. I think Gary Jeter gets in there too. Now watch this. We'll see him come from the outside. See, Hunt runs by, but they can't get by George Martin right there. I'll tell you, for a team that hasn't had a sack in the last 2 games, they'd had 2 already in their first 2 possessions.
Leon Bright standing back deep for the Giants, and Danny White will punt for Dallas. This one doesn't come out of there quite as quickly, and Bright fields and is knocked backwards. Again, they'll start, though, in Dallas territory at the 47-yard line. George Martin has 2 sacks already. Got a penalty marker back down at the 20-yard line.
Bright. Dickerson on the tackle, flag on the play.
It's against Dallas, and I would think that this is good field position for the Giants, Pat, so I think they'll probably decline the penalty.
They want to make him kick it again, it appears.
I thought that they would probably decline the penalty because of good field position.
Pat Haggerty is the referee, as you saw. Dave Moss, the umpire. Head linesman is Terry Glerke. Line judge Walt Peters. Back judge Jim Poole. Side judge Dick Creed, and the field judge is Bob Lewis. That's the crew.
Pat Haggerty there, that referee. I had, a few problems with officials, but I had as much respect for that man as any official in the National Football League.
And that is high praise.
Danny White kicks some funny balls. Remember last week he punted one to the Eagles that they fumbled by John Shire just before halftime.
Ray Perkins is going to be right as Leon Bright gets it back down to the 37. So they picked up 10 on a 5-yard penalty. Still no score. Howard Richards, the first man down to make the tackle. The Giants take it over. Good shape. At Giant Stadium, Pat Summerall with John Madden. Look at the Giants' offensive ranking. 25th in rushing and 4th in passing. Last total. So far, they've been impressive. Both sides of the line. Here's Carpenter. They're still impressive. Rob Carpenter still on his feet, still running all the way down to the 15. Ed Jones finally got him down.
I'll tell you now, that's a fullback. That's the way you want to run the ball. You just take that ball and boom, run it right up the middle, shoulder square. Now watch this, from the I formation. He's the second back coming through. He has the lead here. Breaks the tackle right there. See, now get those shoulders square. Get those knees going, feet going. Keep your head up so you can see. Great drive. Well, I'll tell you, that is determination. He's not going down till they get him down.
He blocked by Leon Bright. First down, Giants. This is Carpenter again. Knocked backwards. Randy White on the bottom. And Bob Brunig on the top. That time, the story ended in a different fashion. Last week's book on Rob Carpenter. He's off to a good start again today.
Yeah, he had those 117 yards last week. Plus, since he's been traded to the Giants from the Oilers, he's had 4 100-yard games.
6'1" and 230. Built like the fullback. He got a yard. Bruner drops, looks, hit body and finds the 10-yard line on the artificial surface. Nothing to it. Harvey Martin puts some heat on Bruner.
And that's the reason that Scott Bruner couldn't throw that ball. Harvey Martin was right at his feet, and he couldn't step up and throw the ball.
Those numbers on Bruner are a little bit deceiving. He only completed 5 passes against the Rams, but nobody could throw that day.
Either with or against the wind. It was tough both ways.
We had 50-mile-an-hour winds here at Giant Stadium 2 weeks ago. So if you think back about that one, today's not too bad. 3rd and 9. Bruner out of the shotgun this time. Dallas, and here they come. Giants pick it up pretty well. Deflected, intended for Ernest Gray, and we'll see Danilo again, this time from a little bit further out and a little bit less of an angle.
It was Everson Walls that deflected that ball. What a year that young man's had. I guess that wasn't
Fellows.
Everson Walls. That's Ron Fellows, isn't it?
And that's a good play.
There's Everson Walls right there, though. See, I knew I saw Everson Walls. It was deflected by Fellows. Everson Walls almost got it.
32 yards out is Danilo with Bruner holding. Cowboys jump offside. That's too tall Jones. Danilo kicked it and would have missed it if they hadn't been onside. They're saying they were pulled off. That kick by Danilo hit the right upright, and it hit it hard. They're still shaking.
I think Joe Danilo just wanted a practice kick there because the whistle blew before he kicked it anyway. Much too tall. They put him in the middle there. He said he's going to get a shot at this. Watch. Right of the center. He starts. He says, heck, if I'm going, I may as well.
Number 72, defense, 4th down.
Did they call that encroachment?
I think Too Tall has a legitimate complaint. As Roy Simmons, there was some movement on the left side of the Giant line. But it's 4th down Giants. And now Danilo from 28 yards out. No good again.
Ray Perkins can't believe that. You know, Joe Danilo, the first one was the first one that he's missed inside the 29, and here's the second one.
I suppose the excuse could be overcompensation, but that won't work with Ray Perkins. Still nothing.
You are about to...
Between the Giants and the Cowboys.
Watch it here. He just steps in here and he just pushes it to the right. What? See, he doesn't bring it in. He just hits it and pushes it right outside that right upright.
So Dallas again will operate deep in their own territory from their own 20. Here's Dorsett. Steps out of bounds. Finally trips over a camera case. A lot of people on the sidelines. The biggest game, I suppose. Well, certainly it is. In 18 years, Giants have been that long out of the playoffs.
And you know, the thing is, they've had 2 chances at these Cowboys, and they haven't taken advantage of either. And, you know, usually those types of things come back to haunt you.
3-yard gain by Dorsett. Make it 2nd and 7 from the 23. Pretty soon that wind advantage that the Giants had is going to be over. White sends Dorsett in motion this time. He'll throw. Not from the shotgun. Does. Tony Hill had it, dropped it. Terry Jackson, the defender, underneath. Number 24.
Now, there's a lot of talk here about Mark Haynes, but Terry Jackson has really played very well at the end of this season. Now watch, it's just a hook pattern, and it just, you know, he didn't get his hands out in front enough. He had his hands in too close, and when he was catching the ball, it hit a shoulder pass.
He might have jumped when he didn't have to jump, too.
I don't know why players do that. That was one thing I could never understand. Why do you jump when the ball's thrown at your waist?
White moves back in the spread. James Jones back with Ron Springs in the backfield. And those 3 wide receivers blitzed by the Giants. Taylor. White has time, has Springs, and Dallas will have their first down of the day. It almost cost Springs his head. Jackson and Courier spun him around.
That's That's the thing about the Dallas Cowboys. You know, and last week against the Eagles, they did it so well, is spread the ball around. You know, they'll throw it to a Tony Hill, to a Drew Pearson, to a Butch Johnson, to any one of 3 tight ends, to the backs. They really do spread the ball as well as anyone.
You saw the time remaining in the first quarter, still no score. Dallas with a little breathing room now outside the 30. First and 10. Dorsett, you know, trying to get that rushing leadership. Lost a few. Bill Courier, the safety man, came up to make the force. Got some help from Haynes.
You know, it's interesting that the Cowboys running have been working the right side. They've been trying to work on Byron Hunt, and it really hasn't worked yet. You know, I think they know Lawrence Taylor is over on that other side, and you know he's been so strong and and so forceful that they want to stay away from him. But Byron Hunt's doing it on this side.
And George Martin has been outstanding for the last couple of weeks over there next to Hunt. That's what the Cardinals tried to do, work on that spot. Here's a draw play. Springs breaks out. Springs will have another Dallas first down. He hurdles over a tackler. Lucky he didn't get hurt.
That was a delay or a draw play, Pat, and the thing that they did, we're talking about George Martin. They caught George Martin thinking pass. And if we can see it again over here on the right of the screen, they fake a pass. George Martin runs up the field, and that opens a hole to get Ron Springs through. There's a nose tackle, Bill Neal. Look what he has to go through. But that hole was so wide, you see, had Martin been in there and closed it, he could have made a play.
We come back with Dorsett straight ahead at Neal this time, and he is equal to the occasion. Randy White over on the sideline. Interesting things that Ray Perkins had to say about him. How do you defense or how do you run against Randy White? What do you do? And he said, I don't know what you do, because every time I've seen him, no matter how you approach it, he's been very, very good.
He said you run at him, he stops it. You run away from him, he runs over and gets you.
Dorsett got 3, make it 2nd and 7 out at the 46. Cowboys trying to put something together now with no score and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Salvi in motion. Like the time goes behind Salvi, and the penalty marker goes down. Way on the far side of the field. Lawrence Taylor with a little rush on Danny White.
Probably be against Pat Donovan, the left tackle. It's holding against the Cowboys.
And Haggerty will identify the offender.
I don't know. I don't know if he didn't turn on his mic or his mic doesn't work. Come on, Pat, tell us. We're listening.
Brian Kelly.
He has to tell Brian Kelly before he tells us.
Brian's getting a little too close to him. 9 years Brian Kelly's been around and no playoffs.
But usually when that official from the side calls it, it's usually holding on the tackle near to him. That'd be
Holding.
Pat Donovan.
67. Offense.
Pat Donovan indeed.
Let's see if we can see it here. It'll be on the left side of the screen. See number 67, Pat Donovan. He gets pushed by Jeter to the inside. He's okay right now. Now watch his left hand there. He grabs and then pulls him down. That was a hold. They caught him, and our cameraman caught him.
26 seconds left in the first quarter. No score. 2nd and 17, Dallas. Drew Pearson in motion. And off Dorsett. Only 2. Byron Hunt. Again on the bottom of the pile. Tripped him up. Cowboys 28-1 when Dorsett rushes 100 yards or more. Giants call a timeout. Want to make Dallas run this 3rd down against the wind. 14 seconds left in quarter number 1. A very crucial game for the Giants particularly. The Giants just took a timeout. Why do you think, John?
Well, they want the Cowboys to have to throw into this wind on 3rd and long.
You Landry might be smart to run a running play now.
I think he would, but he'd be able to punt with the wind if he ran.
But he's in the spread formation, and White will try to throw. They're trying to set up a screen, nothing doing there. Springs had it. Byron Hunt was nearby. Pass is incomplete, and Ray Perkins' strategy works. They'll have to punt against the wind.
It did work. The Giants were complaining, and I think they were right here, that there were some offensive linemen downfield. Let's see if we can see it. See, it was supposed to be a screen pass. They held the screen man well, and then by the time he got out, that offensive line was forming the screen was also downfield. As you say, the strategy did work. They had a throw on 3rd and long into the wind, and now they have to punt into the wind.
That's Leon Bright, set to return for the Giants, and Danny White, of course, will punt for Dallas. Good kick. Good kick. Chases Bright all the way back and goes out of bounds at the 13-yard line, 12-yard line, and the Giants now have some tough ground to cover, and they'll change into the field, and that means the Giants will go against the wind. And they still have only 2 touchdowns all year in the first quarter. Pat Summerall with John Madden. We're looking at the first play of quarter number 2. The Giants with the ball. Rob Carpenter, the ball carrier, tripped up by Everson Walls. That's a dandy play.
Everson Walls has been a surprise in everything that he's done this year. As he was a surprise when he made the team, then a surprise when he started, then a surprise when he leads the league in interceptions, and just last week, a surprise to be named as a starter in the Pro Bowl. What a year.
And to the all-rookie team.
He almost didn't get here. He missed the airplane yesterday in the Cowboys and had to fly in on his own.
Charlie Waters just took himself out of the game. Benny Barnes has replaced him. Doesn't appear that Waters is hurt. Here's Carpenter. I beg your pardon, it's Leon Bright, the other big back. Got to about the 19. Leon Perry, I'm sorry.
It looked like there's 2 players injured on that one. It looked like Perry injured himself, and then we see Johnny Perkins is on the sideline too. And it happened right about the same time.
Watch Perkins.
Let's see if we can see what happens to Johnny Perkins here. He starts in, it's a running play. He's going to block Everson Walls. He slips. Oh, and he gets hit from behind by the runner. It was Leon Perry just ran into him.
And Perry is also shaken up just a little bit. It looks like he might depart. And Leon Bright this time does replace him. Perkins, who had a big day against Dallas down at Texas Stadium, being helped off the field right now. He got hit from behind, and his leg was buckled under him.
And we'll see it again here, Pat. He gets hit by his own man. It's Leon Perry here who's running with the ball, and Johnny Perkins is out in front to block. You see right there, and Perry gets him right from the back, and that's how he injured his knee.
And Perry had to leave the game, too. Here it is again.
See, Perry's coming in. He's bringing Everson Walls in. He starts to block there, and just as he makes the block on Everson Walls, Leon Perry runs into him, or is knocked into him.
3rd down, 2 at the 20 for the Giants. Andy Pittman, Ernest Gray, and John Miskler. Now the receiving corps. Bruner out of the spread. Early markers go down. The Dallas defenders pointing in the direction, saying they were pulled offsides, and if that's the case, there were a lot of them offsides.
Pat Haggerty is not going to tell us what it is, but I'm sure it was the right side of the line. And again, the rule is once those linemen get down in a 3-point stance, they can't move. Oh, he is going to tell us. Sorry, Pat.
Ball start, number 72, offense.
That is Gordon King, number 72 in white, blocking against number 72 in blue. Bruner now faces a 3rd and 7 situation from his own 15. Cowboys blitzing. He throws outside. Has Danny Pittman, and he'll have, I believe, a Giant first down. Ron Fellows knocked kept him out.
That's going to be very, very close over there. In fact, they're going to mark it right where that marker is. Now watch it right here. Now, Danny Pittman knows that he has to get beyond that red marker there. See it right there? The ball has to get beyond it before he goes out of bounds. It'll be an interesting spot.
This is a fine athlete, Danny Pittman. There was some thought and some talk earlier in the year and perhaps next year of playing him as a defensive back. Right now, he's in action as a wide receiver. Like there's a kink link in that chain.
A kink link does help. You don't have to go 10 yards for a first down. You only have to go 9.5. Depending on how many kinks. If you have 3 kinks, you may only have to go 9 yards for a first down.
Bruner got his first down. He's 3 out of 6, 39 yards so far. He has Miskler out wide to the right this time. First down. Fumble. And Bruner just drops on top of it. There's Perkins over on the sideline, and they're seeing what happened to him or trying to determine. Looks like right ankle.
Yeah, it looked when he did it that it could have been his right knee, and we see there that they're taping his right ankle. And if you have a choice between a knee injury and an ankle injury, you always take the ankle.
Not a very good choice, but indeed you're right about that. 2nd and 12. The fumble caused a loss of 2. They've got 3 wide receivers in the game now. Pittman, Miskler, and Gray. Here's the draw play. Leon Bright. Not much doing. Randy White made the tackle.
I'll tell you, it's just a little point, but see if we can watch Randy White. He's the second guy in here. Now watch, it's a pass. He sees they aren't going to pass. It's a draw. I play off that guard and boom, right down into the draw. Now that, you know, if it were a pass, he'd have to rush the passer. He started the minute that he felt draw, he stopped his pass rush. Well, I like that, Gary.
I like that one too, Mr. Landry.
One of the greatest that ever coached this game.
3rd and 10 from the 23. Dallas up in blitzing look anyway. Ernest Gray as Bruner was right on the money. Fellows the defender.
I'll tell you, all year the Giants have had trouble with the blitz, but watch them. They have the 2 up there. Benny Barn on the left. The center goes left. The guard comes down on Dickerson. They solid that middle, and boom, they can hit it right in the middle of the field.
Here's Ernest Gray.
Watch Gray now. He knows there's no safety. He has to take it a little shorter, a little quicker, and that was a great throw by Scott Bruner.
First down Giants again out of a long situation. They give again to Carpenter, who was the up back in this situation, the fullback in the eye. Leon Bright deep after the problem with Leon Perry. Bob Brunig, the tackler.
You know, that blitzing situation, I'm still talking about that, was very impressive, because the thing you have to do is be solid in the middle. Don't let anyone break up the middle. Get rid of the ball quicker and shorten your pattern down. The Giants did all 3.
3 yards for Carpenter, 2nd and 8. Bruner to Carpenter again. Carpenter breaking some tackles, gets close to midfield and close to a first down. Ed Jones. Samandra tripped him up. As we mentioned before, Carpenter has had 4 100-yard games already.
Watch John Dutton there. He thought that he had him, and he started to move to the left, and it was J.T. Turner who just drove him right beyond the hole. Good blocking, guys.
Carpenter has 10 carries, 47 yards.
He's made a big difference in this game.
He sure has. 3rd down, 1-3 tight ends for the Giants. They give to Carpenter. Carpenter has it. Leon Bright, a good block in front of it. There's Leon Perry. Looks like they're going to take him for an X-ray.
You know, you have both of them there. You have Perry there, who they're taking off, and right behind him, we have Johnny Perkins, who now they're starting to work on his knee. Maybe it was his right knee also.
Knee and ankle in one shot. First down Giants at the Dallas 47. Again, they move into that flex defense. Bruner throw on first down. A lot of people have been doing that. Young was the intended receiver. Michael Downs and Everson Wall, the two rookies back there on defense for Dallas.
Bruner was looking to the sideline and says, what the heck, we have to take a shot in there once in a while. You know, the tough thing to throw to this side, to the right against the Cowboys, is when you throw to the right, you have to throw around or over or through head too tall Jones.
D.D. Lewis just limped off the field and is being looked at on the Dallas sideline, replaced by Guy Brown. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Bruner operating against the wind. Mistler in motion, the rookie. Bruner will throw on 2nd down. Young hangs on this time and tries to pull his way forward. It is knocked backward. Brunig.
Ray Perkins was telling us yesterday that he was going to play Young more. He said he's been playing him about 36 plays a game, which would be about half the game. He said, but you'll see more of him tomorrow. And you can see why. Against these zone defenses, a guy that's 6'6" is a great target for a quarterback.
3rd and short again. Look for Carpenter as they again use 3 tight ends. Carpenter's the fullback. Carpenter struggling for the first down. He won't get it. Jones almost jumped off sides but got back.
This will be an interesting thing, and I would assume, or I would bet that Ray Perkins in this situation will go for it. It's going to be 4th down. It looked like on that play, Pat, they lost yardage.
It certainly does appear that they did, and Perkins has chosen not to go for a first down. He sends in Dave Jennings, who's a fine athlete.
I think he probably would have gone for it had he not lost yardage, had it got where it was 4th down and inches, but when he saw that, you know, it was 4th and more than a yard, he decided to punt.
Jones, James Jones, and Donnelly go back deep for Dallas. Steve Wilson over on the right side as Jennings would look at it. Penalty marker goes down. Have too many men on the field? Too much time.
I think it may have been too much time. The Cowboys had 12 men in the
Play
field.
game. Offense.
Right, the Cowboys did have 12 men in the field, and they got them off. And this is a penalty that doesn't hurt. You know, by getting back here, Jennings will have a better angle to get the ball out of bounds. The ball blew away. Okay, just put the ball back.
Delay of game. Offense.
They're still working on Johnny Perkins on that hot bench, the hot seat. They pump hot air into those benches. Still working on Johnny Perkins. Here's Jennings again. Good kick. Into the end zone. Took a good bounce. Bounces finally back out onto the field and dies at the 1, but it went into the end zone and bounced back out. So still there is no score. We have 8 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half, and it's Dallas nothing, Giants nothing.
Make a great play on that one. You talk about how big he is, how strong, how many tackles he makes. But watch the ground that he makes up here. He starts back here. Now watch him sprint for the ball. He's man-to-man there. He's playing man-to-man on Doug Crosby. Now watch him get up in the air at the end. Follows the ball all the way. Jump as high as you can. Ooh, you almost had it, Lawrence. If he didn't have those gloves on, he would have caught it.
Maybe. He looked back before Crosby did.
He's talking to Crosby now. He said, I had you man-to-man on that play. Do you know that? Crosby said, nope.
I won the battle. Do it again. 2nd and 10, Dallas on their own 20. Long count. That's Dorsett. Runs into Keeler and had really never any place to look. George.
The spectacle of hockey, a continuous drama unfolding on ice. Each contest, each goal, each moment different. It's precision, skill, achievement of purpose. Youngsters and professionals showing the joy and exultation of victory, striving to accept.
Rushes the passer very well, and the Giants' four-man pass rush setup is in the game. Mike Dennis also the defensive backfield. 5 defensive backs. There's a blitz. Oops. Here's George Martin wrestling with Danny White.
I would think that the whistle had to blow before the ball was snapped because Danny White just took it and stopped.
Hi.
They've had a lot of trouble with that over the year. They haven't had it in the last 3 or 4 games, but they've had a lot of trouble with that 30-second clock.
Delay of game. Offense.
So it'll be 3rd and 14 back at the 16. Giants make some defensive changes. Ryan Kelly and Harry Carson come back in. Expect Dallas not to throw it, but try to run it. I think they're wrong. They're in the 3-man front. Jeter from behind. White does well to hold on to the football.
You were right. They were wrong, but Gary Jeter knew what they were doing. Let's watch it. Now, he's on Pat Donovan there, the right-hand part of your screen. He just ran right outside him, right around him. Now, watch him come. Danny White feels him, but he can't get away from him. Great pass rush.
And White indeed was fortunate there was no fumble. That Giant defense continues to excel. White standing in the inside. Line shot. Bright. That's 43. Chased by Barnes, away from Barnes, and down the sideline is Leon Bright. Again, the Giants in Dallas territory. Bright got it around the corner. Bob Brunig knocked him out of bounds. 49-yard punt by White.
Those Giant fans are going wild here. You know, Bright did an outstanding job of catching that ball because as it was coming down, it was fading out to the right.
They'll operate from the Dallas 41. Still, nothing. The crowd is just starting to settle down after the Giants get good field position, and there's Perkins. Johnny Perkins being taken on the cart to the locker room, and again, I suppose, for x-rays. Brunner is going to go to work early. Not much doing there. Ball is batted down by Ed Jones.
That's what I was saying earlier, you know, that it's really tough to throw to the right against these Cowboys. And here's an example why. Now, see, you can step up, you can throw to the left, but watching there, anywhere around that right-hand side, too tall is always there with those big arms and hands to slap the ball down.
And don't forget that John Dutton stands in there at 6'7" on the same side. 2nd and 10. Brunner trying to change the formation. He'll have to go in a hurry. Pittman was the last man moving. Reverse Carpenter, and he's got some room, or did have, but the ever-present number 54, Randy White.
Ray Perkins was right. He said, we don't know whether to run at him. We don't know whether to run away from him. He said, let's try a reverse and see what he does. He was on a stunt there. See, Harvey Martin was coming to the inside. Randy White was stunning to the outside. They even tried to grab him, and he ran right through a hole. You'll see if we see it again.
That's Jim Flack that tries to block him right here.
Someone tries to hold him.
So it'll be 3rd down and long from the 43. 3rd and 12, in fact. And Brunner drops back in the spread formation. Brunner has time. He gets it out to Carpenter. Out there with him. Anthony Dickerson, and Anthony hangs in there. And Carpenter comes up throwing the ball at somebody. And Randy White.
Randy White left foot.
No penalty marker.
I think what they do is they'll let a few of those things go in these types of games here. Now, Brunner was trying to go deeper. He was trying to go downfield. He comes out here to Carpenter. Now watch. Here's Anthony Dickerson. He has him. He's down. Oh, and see, someone came in. There was Randy White. Caught him with his knee in the head. And Rob Carpenter saying, don't do that to me. What?
That's a bad guy to get mad. Although, how much better can he be?
I don't think he can.
Here's Jennings. This one's going to hang up there, and they'll let it bounce. Again, Dallas will start way deep in their own territory. They're down at the 10. So there are only 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first half. McLaughlin is the man who downs it. Only a 30-yard kick, but it was effective. Still nothing. 4:40 left in the first half, and no score between Dallas and the Giants. The Giants must win and hope in order to get into the playoffs. Aldi, flank to the right. Now comes in motion. White, Dorsey. Penalty marker goes down again. And we'll just check and see. Gary Jeter made the stop, holding Dallas.
And that umpire, who was right behind the defensive line, throws that flag that fast and in that direction, you know it's holding against the offense.
I thought when we were talking to Tom Landry last night, John, and you asked him how he thought his team would play today, usually he has a very definitive answer. Last night he said, I'm not sure.
That's right. He always does have an answer that, you know, they'll do this or that.
Holding, number 64, offense.
4, of course, is Rafferty with Bill Neal just in front of him.
I know why that happens, too.
Draw play, Springs gets a couple, no more. Brad Van Pelt has sort of been the leader of the Giants. There he is for his long career, 9 in fact. We asked him before the game how you felt about this one.
It's hard to put in words. It's been 9 years, and if someone would have told me 9 years ago it was going to take me this long to even just reach the playoffs as a wild card, I would have said no way. I just things don't work that way. But it's been 9 long years. I've learned a lot, and I'm just glad I'm going to have an opportunity to make those playoffs. And I really feel the way the week has went and the way the guys are really ready for this game, that there's going to be a wild card spot for us, and I don't think my season's over yet.
Brad's been hurt. Here's Springs spinning away from one. Gary Jeter makes sure that he doesn't go too far, and again the Giant defense is equal to every occasion.
You know, there's a lot of talk about the Giants, about Lawrence Taylor and so on. Byron Hunt, who's replaced Van Pelt, played very well. But there's another guy who has helped this team, a rookie, Bill Neal, the nose tackle. He really has. He's played solid in that middle. When you play a 3-man line, you have to have solid, strong play from your nose tackle.
He is a member of this year's All-NFL rookie team. That great Pitt team last year, and players from that team are scattered throughout the NFL. Timeout, Dallas. The Giants put the squeeze on, and the Cowboys call a timeout with 3 minutes, 3 seconds left to play in the first half. No score. 3:03 left to play in the first half. Dallas nothing, Giants nothing. Cowboys operating from their own 7, 3rd and 13. Bill Neal with number 77. White gets it out of there. Intended for Tony Hill. He had it momentarily. It bounced out of his hands. Mark Haynes was back there with him, and White will again have to punt out of his own end zone.
Look at these fans. They're all standing. I'll tell you, they love these Giants. They've waited a long time, these people have, to get a meaningful game, the last one of the season. The second time that Tony Hill has dropped a pass. What's that? That's a little high, but it went right through his hand.
Those are the kind that get picked off.
You don't see that happen very often in any of these Cowboys teams.
Here's White in his own end against it. And Leon Bright is still down. That's going to be called against Anthony Dickerson, and the Giants will have the football once again back deep in Dallas territory.
Hey, these fans are booing that one. That was no fair catch, but the rule is that you have to let the return man catch the ball.
Interference, some opportunity to make a fair catch.
He had no opportunity to catch that. Look, Dickerson hit him 2 counts before the ball arrived. And fair catch or no, you can't hit the return man until he has an opportunity to field the ball. Hey, this is going to be a big penalty, though. Look where the ball ended up. It ended up on the 20-yard line. And the penalty is going to be way up here towards midfield, and it'll be 15 yards, and that will get the Giants on the 37-yard line starting out.
Interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch. Number 51, first down.
It'll be a first down, Giants. At the Cowboys 37. 2:43 left to play in the first half. The Giants used a timeout earlier, so did Dallas, so they both have 2 left. There's Ray Perkins.
And Leon Bright is still down on the field. He really took a shot that he wasn't expecting.
We've seen him take a couple of those this year. He doesn't like to signal for fair catches, but he may change his mind.
I don't know that he has signaled for a fair catch all year, and on that one, you know, he didn't. They said fair catch. Of course, that's just the rule. There was no fair catch, but they have to give him an opportunity to catch the ball. See, he had no chance here. What? Boom, he gets hit now. Now watch the ball. There's the ball.
There's Anthony Dickerson. Looks like one of the linebackers of the future, indeed. That happens for Dallas. And Bright is still down. I think now they're calling for a stretcher. Meantime, remind you of our coverage tomorrow. A lot of the fans still standing and booing that hit by Dickerson. This is what shapes up tomorrow. It begins with the NFL today, of course. Tampa Bay at Detroit. That's for the championship of the NFC Central. And obviously very important. Green Bay at the Jets. That, too, is important. Both teams with playoff hopes.
X-rays are treatment.
Ike Forte gets the carry. Playing now in place of Leon Bright. Forte gets good yardage. Mike Hegman made the tackle. Clock running now, 2:25 left to play in the first half, and still no score. Giants have had 2 chances of relatively easy field goals, but they have missed them both.
You know, the one thing that Ray Perkins says, he says, we want to stay close with them. He says, if we're close or even in the 4th quarter, he says, we'll beat them.
They're close. Late in the 2nd quarter. It's handoff to Carpenter. Carpenter spinning. He should have enough for a first down. John Dutton wrapped him up. And that'll get us to the 2-minute warning in the first half. A little bit less than that, in fact. D.D. Lewis is still out of the Dallas defense. Of course, with that strained calf muscle, his place taken by Guy Brown with 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's still 0-0. The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League. Timeouts remaining. 2 apiece. Giants in good shape, however, with the ball at the Dallas 26. Bruner asking for quiet. Pitch back to Carpenter. Carpenter cuts back and got something out of not much opportunity. Maybe 4. Bob Brunick tripped him up. You got 3. Tom Mulledy checks in and send a message to Bruner. Joe Danello trying to get ready without his warm-up suit this time. 3-yard pickup by Carpenter, 2nd and 7. This is Ike Forte. He gets down to 25. Fumble, and Dallas has it. Harvey Martin pops on top of it.
I'll tell you, the Giants have had 3 opportunities. They've missed 2 field goals, and they got down here and they have the fumble. And it's amazing that this is the first turnover of the game. Now what? Just as he got hit there by Dennis Thurman again from the outside the ball popped out, and now Dallas will go the other way with it. Watch here. Now, we'll see it. Now, watch Thurman. He's number 32. Now, watch. When he hits there, he gets a little of the leg, and he gets a little of the ball and knocks it right out of his arm.
So Dallas will take over at the 22-yard line. First and 10. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 1:21 left first half. Billy Joe Dupree moves out a little bit further, right at the bottom of the picture. White from the shotgun. Almost picked off, intended for Drew Pearson. Brian Kelly got the hand on it, and White's a little upset with himself.
Danny White can't believe that. Brian Kelly can't believe that. Had Brian Kelly caught that one, Pat, it was a touchdown. There was no one there. Watch this. He goes back. He's dropping in his zone. Watching White's eyes. Now look in front of him there. You see there's not a blue jersey there. He would have taken that ball all the way into the end zone. He knows it. He does a clap and a somersault and says, oh, shoot.
California Lutheran. He's been around a few years. Perhaps not the most gifted athletically, but certainly one of the most intelligent players anywhere in the league. White again. Will try to throw. Peters after him. Pearson had it and was knocked loose as he was hit by Bill Courier. White a little slow getting up.
He should be slow. He was really hit there by Gary Jeter. Now watch Drew Pearson. He's coming in here. It's against the zone. They try and hit the zone, and just as the ball hits, boom, the defender's there. Now watch Jeter. He'll come from the right side of the screen. Again, he's on Pat Donovan, coming from the outside. See there? Then the inside move, and he hits White just as he throws the ball. Right around the neck.
Bill Courier was the defender who got the hand in there and slapped the ball away and made the hit on Drew Pearson. 3rd down 10. Bill from the 22, and White will throw again. And the screen pass is well set. Not enough for the first, however. Dorsett, the ball carrier.
It was interesting. Did you see which side they threw that screen to? They threw it to Gary Jeter's side. That's usually what a quarterback will do, or any play calling. Throw it to the side where you're getting the pressure.
Man down for the Giants, I believe, is Harry Carson, the All-Pro linebacker. One of the All-Pro linebackers.
You know, it looked like he got hit by his own man again. That's the 2nd time that's happened to the Giants. It looked like Lawrence Taylor hit him on that play. I think he just had the wind knocked out of him. He's going to run off the field. Let's see if we can see it. The screen here to the left. Now watch Carson right there, 53. Now watch Taylor come from the right of the screen, and he picked Carson off.
Back deep for the Giants now after the injury to Bright is Beasley Reese, I think. That's right. An ex-Cowboy. Danny White standing at his own 15. First down. White trying to get out of bounds, but the Dallas Cowboys keep the ball. Mike Whittington knocked him out of bounds. There's a penalty marker down way back upfield. Beasley Reese talking to one of the officials. Now let's see what this is about.
Right, it's way up there in the 30-yard line. I don't think that was a called play because the Cowboys were downfield covering. And I think Danny White just saw that opening on the left and ran with the ball.
The discussion continues. Pat Haggerty, the referee.
Notice the referee always has the black hat. The other officials have the white hat.
We have a personal foul against the offensive team after the play was over. After the play was over.
That was Anthony Dickerson again. Let's see, it was after Danny White ran with the ball. Now see if we can see it here. See Danny White there. They start to cover. That he wasn't supposed to run, but he saw that there was no one out here to the left. He knew he could get a first down, which he did. Now the play's over. And then downfield, about 30 yards, the penalty was against Dickerson.
first down with 38 seconds left, and then they'll mark off the personal foul penalty.
Personal foul, number 51. After the play was over, first and 35.
That's 2 of those against Dickerson.
That's his second one, and they're both on punting situations.
Of course, he's very good on the special teams. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody on the Giants, after the hit on Leon Bright, didn't do something of a retaliatory nature, and Dickerson is the one who got caught.
You mean like a taunt or a bait?
Something like that. Or a punch. White, being brushed by Taylor, gets away from him, throws. Intended, and pass interference is going to be called. Interference against Terry Jackson. Drew Pearson, the intended receiver. That'll be enough for a first down.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. First down.
That's about as well as you can play that play, though, as well as Terry Jackson does here, because he can't touch him before the ball gets there, but you want to make contact right at the time you do. Now, what he did wrong there, maybe, is grab the face mask after he had come over the top.
Terry Jackson and Drew Pearson had a few words after that play was over. 31 seconds left to play in the first half. Dallas still with 2 timeouts remaining. White shouting, looking to his left. Pearson way out there. Here comes Taylor on a blitz again. White steps up, going deep, intended for Pearson. Terry Jackson back there with him again. And again a few words.
They are having some words. That's a real battle out there between 2 competitors. Terry Jackson telling the official, I didn't do anything wrong. Let's see if we can watch the whole play again, isolated. Watch him here. Here's Drew Pearson, number 88 on Terry Jackson. He's looking into the backfield, watching. He gets him turned. The ball's thrown over the outside shoulder just a step away. Here's where the talking starts, right there after it's all over. There was no talking when they were running down the field.
That goes back to the play before, I think. Pearson, of course, played his high school football not too far from here. Again, the Giants blitz. White looking, throwing. Cosby has it out of bounds.
We talk about big targets. That's why the tight ends are so big. You know, Doug Crosby's 6'6", and those guys are sure easy to see when you get a pass rush. This is a perfect pass rush. He hits him here, and then 1 foot down, the other foot down, and then the 3rd foot on the line.
First down at the Giant 42-yard line. 43 make it. First and 10 Dallas. 18 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Still nothing.
Raphael Septien's down there warming up. He's getting ready to come in and try one.
They have timeouts to spare. There's Taylor again on the blitz. White looking, throwing, outside spring. Not much, and they keep him in bounds. Haynes makes a good play to do that, and he just can't struggle out of bounds. Now they have to take a timeout.
Good play by Haynes. He was playing in a zone, and of course they didn't gain very many yards, but the big thing is they didn't want to let him get out of bounds.
And they made him use a timeout because of that. With Johnson and Landry and Danny White. Coming up at the halftime, Brent with the highlights and Jack Whitaker's legends of the game, and truly a legend. Great defensive tackle of the Dallas Cowboys, Bob Lilly.
How is that for 2 great defensive right tackles? Bob Lilly, he finally retires. The whole conference sighs, and then here comes Randy White. Whew.
That is pretty good.
Hate to be a left guard and have to block against those guys.
Cowboys have it 2nd and 10. They're operating with the wind. I would think needs probably at least a first down to get within reasonable range.
I would say the 30-yard line. I would say that the Cowboys need about 12 to 15 yards to get in Septien's range.
9 seconds left on scoreboard. No score. White comes up, starts under center, and now backs off. And a sprint from the 43. And he can get about to the 30, as John Madden said. That would be 13 yards. White looking. Throws. He has Tony Hill. He had him and just didn't quite get it there. Carson was back on the coverage along with Jackson, down to 3 seconds.
Seth GM has talked Tom Landry into it. On the play before, we saw him talking to him. He said, if we don't get a first down here, I think with this wind, I can kick it. I think with this wind, he still may need a cannon to get it that
I think he's dreaming. It'll be from 60 yards out. His longest is 52, but this is a substantial wind. Excuse me, this cold. Longest this year, 47. Again, with 3 seconds remaining in the first half. Nope. Might as well take a chance, I guess, and the Giant crowd rises to pay tribute to its defense.